Hi students, welcome to Literacy Circle number 2 today. Today we have our book, Little Red. We're not going to actually read it again or listen to the story. We're going to review what happened in the story, but today we're going to focus on how the 5 senses were used in the story. Okay, and then Ms. Fuller created a chart, a T-chart with the headings hear and see. Okay. And we're going to, later after that, we're going to write down the things that Little Red saw and heard in the story. So, I'm just going to go through the pages. Okay. So right here, as we turn the pages, just let's talk about what did she hear. Remember, let's review the 5 senses first. So the sense of hearing, is 1. The sense of seeing, that's 2. The sense of smelling, the sense of tasting, that's right. And the sense of touching or feeling, okay? So, we know that she got the basket and she's on her way to Grandma's house. So on her way there, what did she see, boys and girls? That's right. She used her sense of seeing to see that wolf, okay? So we know that she saw the wolf. Okay, right here when she took a rest and she stopped, what is she doing with the flowers? Yeah, she smells. She used her sense of smell to smell the pretty dandelions, okay? And she also, down here, what did she use? Her sense of what? Her sense of hearing, that's right, and to hear the birds singing and chirping, okay? Right here, we can see she's laying down and she was watching the clouds dance across the sky. So that was she used her sense of seeing again to watch the clouds dance, okay? She also have something in her hand, if you notice. It's the crisp, tart taste of the fruit. Looks like an apple she was eating. So yes, she used her sense of taste to eat the apple, okay? All right. So that Little Red is not in this part of the story, but right here, yeah, when she's at the door and look at her face, she looks so sad because the wolf had already pretended to be the grandmother. He's in the bed. And so the wolf cried out to her when Little Red said, "It's your granddaughter." And the wolf cried out to her, softening his voice as much as he could, but saying, "Come in, sweet child." But Little Red, she could hear, she used her sense of hearing, and she knew that that was not her grandmother. So, yeah, to distinguish voices, I guess, we could say. Once she opened the door and came in, and she went straight to her grandmother's bed, we know she used her sense of what? Look at her eyes. Her eyes are looking at that wolf, and she could see as she got close, she was even a little frightened when we read the story, because that didn't look like her grandmother. So she used her sense of seeing to know that that did not look like her grandmother, okay? And also, she was like, "Grandmother, what big eyes you have. Like, those aren't your eyes." And then she noticed that that's right, that wasn't her grandmother's ears either, okay? And then, what else? Remember on this page, she's looking because she's like, "Oh my goodness, look at the paws." Like, she could see that that's not her grandmother's paws. And when her grandmother's hands, because a human doesn't have paws, but this wolf has paws. So she could see with her eyes that her grandmother doesn't have paws, okay? And then also, remember, she was smelling her grandmother, and she didn't smell her grandmother's perfume. So that wolf did not even smell like her grandmother. So she used her sense of smell to smell the grandmother too, smell her perfume, okay? So yeah, that's when all of this happened and the wolf was chasing her. and then he got knocked out. So yeah, she used her cell phone to call 911. So now she's wondering, she's looking around and she's going to be wondering where could her grandmother be. So what sense did she use to go ahead and look for her grandmother? She sniffed the air, looking for the scent of her grandmother's sweet powder, but she didn't smell it. She just smelled that eucalyptus. Okay. So let's see on the next page. She stood and very quietly in the room in hopes of hearing her grandmother. So she used her sense of hearing. And then she could hear a little knocking. She could hear someone knocking. And her hearing allowed her to hear the sounds of the knocking on the door. Even though it was really, really a quiet knock like this, she could barely hear it. But she went in the closet, and that's how she found her grandmother, okay? And we know that's the end right there. So, boys and girls, yeah. Let me go back to this page. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and we're going to use our chart. So in the chart, we're going to talk about what little red what she heard. What did she hear in the story? Okay. And I'm going to try to draw pictures, but I'm not sure if I'm going to draw them right. So please, I'm asking in advance, do not laugh at my drawings. Okay. So one thing that she heard, can you tell someone next to you something that she heard in the story? Yeah, I'm going back and I'm trying to remember in the beginning of the story, what did she hear? She heard the birds chirping. Yeah, so let me see if I could draw a bird. I don't know, let me see. No, I think I got it upside down. Okay. She heard the birds chirping. Well, that's a bird flying. I don't know. I can't. My daughter's laughing at me, guys. So I'm looking at the birds in the sky. Okay. I did this one wrong. Let's see. Okay, so the birds in the sky. She heard them chirping and making sounds. What else did she hear? What else did she hear? Do we need to go back to the beginning? We just talked about it. Let me go back to the page. What else did she hear? I see some things that she saw. She heard her grandmother's voice. So she heard grandmother's voice. Let me see if I can make grandmother's mouth. Well, no, she didn't. She heard the woof. So it was actually the woofs. It was the woof. Let's see if I can draw a picture of the wolf. He had big ears. Okay. He had a long snout, some eyes. Yeah, the wolf. Okay. So the birds, I'm going to add some words to my drawing. She heard the birds singing and chirping. She heard the wolf pretending to be grandmother. When he said, "Come on in." Yes, he did. What else did she hear? What else did she hear? Okay. She heard the knocking on the door. She heard grandmother knocking on the door. So let's see if I can move this. Grandmother. Knocking on the door of the closet. from the inside. So let me draw a picture of a door. Okay, grandmother was on the inside of that door and she heard knocking. Okay, what are some things that she saw? What are some things that she saw? She saw the flower. Oh, well, she smelled the flower. So, yeah, she saw it too, but she mostly used her sense of smell to smell it. She saw the wolf's paw, and she knew that it was like, it was not grandmother's paw. No. Because it had those big big paws, and yeah. So the wolf's paw. What else did she see? Let's see if we can go back a little bit. She saw the clouds, that's right. She saw the clouds dancing. Yeah, let me write clouds. They were dancing in the sky. That's right, that's what she saw. She saw the clouds. And remember, she saw the sun too. She saw the sun in the sky. She did. All right. Well, good job, boys and girls. Let's just quickly review what Little Red heard. So can you say Little Red heard? Okay, birds singing, your turn. The wolf pretending to be the grandmother when she said, come on in. And then grandmother, she heard grandmother knocking on the door. Okay, yeah, on the door. And then she saw the wolf's paw when he was pretending to be the grandmother in the bed. She saw the clouds dancing when she was laying on her back in the grass, taking a rest on her way to grandma's. And she also saw the sun in the sky as well. That's right, boys and girls. That's right. So this concludes the end of our literacy. Read aloud number 1. Read aloud number 2, Little Red. I hope you guys enjoyed that. I did. Bye-bye.